Hi everyone, this is Laurel with Guided by Love, and I'm here to do a twin flame love message. I'm curious to see what comes out today. I just feel like there's some magic in the air, like I'm getting this vibe of excitement, of freedom, of wanting to try something new or just, get out there and and really, tap into life, really be a part of this life that we're living. So let's see what we got. No signs out in the fields behind where I live. So I'm like, oh gosh, it's pretty like, it's a very calm morning, and we got some rain on Friday, which I was so grateful. It rained almost all day, and everything is greened up again because of that, because we had such hot weather. We weren't getting the rain, and so it was really wonderful to see the rain come down. And so here we are, all greened up, all growing and full of grace and growth and ease. So let's go forward. And I always forget to say this, but if you'd like to donate to my channel, I have two links below. The links aren't highlighted because YouTube doesn't highlight them if you're not, that's what I read anyway. They don't highlight them if you're not, if you haven't met all of their requirements for monetization. But the links are down there. You can plug in the, copy and paste it into the thing, and it'll pull up my link. So, but anyway, so let's go on. So if you'd like to donate, I would greatly appreciate it. It's not necessary, it's not mandatory, but I would greatly appreciate it. So I've been doing this a long time, and like I said, this is part of my service to God. And I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm here for you every single day. So, and that has been part of my mission, to not miss a day, even though I may be going through transformation and going through some challenging things. I'm here for you every day. So I have the angelic activations deck, and I have the past life, or not past life, the heart's hidden messages deck. So let's get messages from your person, and then we'll pull an angel activation. So Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, what is the messages from your person for this read? What are the messages from your person or for this read? What are the messages? What are the messages? Okay. And let's intuition. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck is apology, forgiveness, return, and sorry. So this tells me that, the overall message, the overall energy is that they want to come back. They want to apologize. They want to, be forgiven. They want to ask for forgiveness, and they want to tell you, they're sorry. They're sorry for, they're sorry for their behavior. They're, on this journey, it's like separation is, I'm struggling with this card today, because separation is meant for the two of you to grow, it's there for the two of you to change, to make changes, to grow spiritually. And so, in part of that growing is understanding the choices that we make have consequences. And so, this is, so there are no, and what we're taught on this spiritual journey is that there are no wrong choices, that we choose what we choose, because at that time we don't know what we're choosing. We just, it's like we have to, your person has to experience it in order to know what they don't know. So, and the divine masculine makes choices, taking them away from the feminine because they don't know what they don't know. And so when they make choices that take them away, that create separation, and that's where they learn what they don't know, and they learn more of what they want. So this is them coming back and, you know, and it maybe apologizing too for, you know, the time that it's taken. Because for some of them, I feel they have had the trumpets blare, you know, had the answer the call vibe going on for quite some time. And, you know, they hadn't, you know, it was a neglect to answer the call. And that answering the call would be to contact you. And so to take the high road and contact you, get back in touch with you. So, you know, there's this duality of this journey, but, you know, but they want to come back nevertheless, and to ask for forgiveness, to apologize, to really, you know, return being a better person, being a better version of themselves. And then we have beauty. So yeah, so they recognize your beauty. They recognize, you know, that you're charming, you're captivating to them, you're graceful, you're kind-hearted, and they recognize all this. And it's like that song by Bloom, I can't think of his name, but he walks into a cafe and the song starts out, you know, I see you, but you know, am I good enough for you? And I can't think of the song, but they're giving me the vision of how the song goes. But it's like he sees her, and he like starts, you know, fantasizing and visualizing them together. But then all of a sudden he's like, but am I good enough? You know, am I truly good enough for her? You know, so he sees her beauty, he understands it, but in the back of his mind he questions, do I have that same beauty? Do I have that worthiness to be with her? Oh, and I'm getting the I can hear the guy singing it in the background. It's like I have two songs overplaying in my head, like one playing over the other. What is this song, Spirit, about the meeting the girl in the cafe? Okay, they'll give it to me later, I'm sure. Okay, so chasing, this is pursuit. They, you know, they want to come chase you. This is pursuing. There's still some toxicity going on, and, you know, they're showing resilience in their life because, you know, this is them understanding that they have to finish their cycle, close their cycle the way that they want to do it. And, you know, they're maybe trying to release toxic habits. You can see he's all in green, so I feel like your person is going through healing right now. But this is showing that, you know, he wants to pursue you, that he's trying to overcome toxic patterns and behaviors. And, you know, there's a lot of resilience that he's showing in continuing on. But this is what his, you know, feeling is right now. And then we have pride. Oh, wow. So they're still battling their ego. This is, you know, and it's so funny because I saw a tiger. There's an increase of these majestic tigers in Japan. They were saying, an article was saying that there's now an increase of these, you know, because they, or was it China? I think it was China, because there's like a wildlife area between China and Russia. And so these tigers are, you know, they have this environment that is safe for them to expand, and they've been expanding. There's an increase of them. And I just thought this is funny that it came up, because this is showing they still have some pride. They still are in some of their ego and stubbornness, where they want to come forward, they want to pursue you, but then there's that little ego inside saying, and no, you've never done this before for anybody, and it's there. I said this before, that they're, if they haven't already, they may have experienced a dark night of the soul, which is really ego death. And so, this card coming up is showing that they're going to be experiencing that dark night of the soul or ego death, because in order to come into balance and alignment, the ego has to be in balance. The mind has to be in balance with the heart. So in order for that to happen, there has to be the rebalancing of the ego, has to be an ego death. And so, this is them overcoming that pride, that stubbornness. And then we have running. So, oh my goodness, there may be a loop going on yet, or of this ghosting, disappearing, and being invisible to you. Just know that this is important, for you to focus on yourself and focus on your own spiritual growth. And, right now it's like you can never walk away fully from the twin flame bond or connection, but you can revert your energy and put your energy back into yourself and focus on you and your spiritual growth and your future path, and divert the energy from them to you, so that you can go forward on your path and, let this go. And then we have curse, hex, witchcraft, negative mind. So, they may be feeling right now as though they're hexed, as, they may be having a negative mindset. So all of this may be, maybe affecting them coming forward to you right now. They see your beauty, they want to chase you, but they may have all these things, negative mindset, pride, ego, ghosting. These things are patterns that they have to let go of, that have to be, let go of, that have to be released with the past. And they may feel like they're hexed or cursed, or, that they have a negative, they have such a negative mindset, or have that negative mindset. They may feel cursed, but, it's a choice. The mindset that we choose is a choice. And it, at times, I know when I was deep into my mind, it doesn't feel like a choice at the time, but it is. It's a choice that you make to focus on the negative or to choose to focus on the positive. And it's almost like it is reprogramming your mind, especially if you had trauma as a child. It's a reprogramming of your mind. So replacing any negative thoughts with positive affirmations, I am statements, with gratitude, with, just saying, cancel, clear, delete. I'm not going there anymore. When you get so sick of yourself, and I went through this on my journey, where you get so sick of yourself, you just want to gag yourself because you just get so sick of your mind. So, so anyway, so the way to transform it is by, it's a choice. We always have a choice to go to the, to go to the dark side, to go to the fear, to the pride, or we can go to the light and choose I am statements, gratitude, choose loving thoughts, asking Archangel Michael to clear away all negative thoughts, Archangel Haniel to come in and to keep our thoughts focused and clear, bring clarity in and bring peace in to our mind. So I know I went off on a tangent on that, but I think it really, it needs to be spoken about with all three of those cards coming up. So mistake. So this is them feeling in that, in that lost soul energy again with all these cards. It's them turning to their pride and ego and to negative mindset. And, they're feeling like they made mistakes, like they're misunderstood. They're feeling victim mentality, which is also of the mind. So there's a lot of mind energy here that, needs to be switched out. And by you focusing on your positive mindset, keeping the sunny disposition, focusing on the beauty in your world, Divine Feminine, it's going to help your masculine feel that energy and, and focus on what's truly important, and to choose loving thoughts, to choose to rebuild, to reprogram their mind. And it can be done. I'm a living example. I used to have a processing plant, so but this is all part of, it's all part of the mind, all of this. They may be running because they fear the connection, they fear the true feelings of the strength of this connection. They may feel unworthy. So all of this is messages of the mind. And so the heart and the mind have to be in sync in order to have alignment in themselves, and to come to you and to be in alignment with you. And that's done by choosing something different. We always say that insanity is choosing the same thing and expecting a different result. And that's with your mind as well. Choosing something different, choosing to put in gratitude statements. Thank you, God, for the abundance of clarity, of focus, of keeping my thoughts in a positive, uplifting vibe, and choosing I am statements. I am statements are really powerful. They are connected to the root chakra. What is the root chakra? It is stability, security, and strength. Stability, security, and strength. And that is, when you say those I ams, it gives you that, it reprograms your foundation. I am strong. I am safe. I am safe to be seen, to be successful. I am safe. I am valued. I am safe in my power. I am valuable. I am love. I am loving. I am rich in all things. Okay, so I really went on for a long time with that, but I felt like it was needed. So, and then we have, they're coming out. I feel like they're going to be coming out of this mind control. The other thing last thing I'm going to say about the mind, because I mentioned mind control, with, the mind and the emotions, you can be kind of linked into the collective energy. And so it's breaking free of that collective control in the mind and the emotions, so that you can see a higher picture. And this is possibilities. Yeah, so they're going to be coming out of this mind energy, and they're going to be raising up, because look at, this is a I forget, skydiver. I think it's called this, well, I don't know, a glider. I don't know. But this is showing someone that's raised up above everything and seeing the possibilities, feeling that free-spirited, adventurous, taking risks. And this is what I was feeling this morning, waking up with this excitement, seeing different possibilities and wanting to take adventures and risks in new directions. And this is, when they come out of that mind energy, this is where they're going to be. And it can be as simple as flipping the switch, choosing something different, and boom, they're in the possibilities. So it's not something that's difficult. It just seems difficult when we're in that that mind energy can be so overpowering. But it's like flipping a switch and to get out of it. And we can get out of it by the things I talked about. So they're going to get out of it. And, you know, if you're in it, you're going to get out of it. And then we have intuition. This is, you know, you two connecting through the heart, connecting through the mind telepathically, and inner knowing. You know, you both having this inner knowing sense, being able to sense each other, just having that knowing. It's just, you can't explain it. It's like your sixth sense. You just know that this is your person. You know, you're communicating telepathically through the mind, talking to each other on the higher realms, and then the heart connection. So this is mind and heart connection. So this is coming in, guys. You know, they're going to get out of the mind, and both of you are balancing between the mind and the heart right now. So this is pretty powerful that this is the last card on the deck. Sorry, this reading is pretty long, but I feel like really important things to say. So let's get an angelic activation for all of you. What is the angelic activation for you and your love? Oh my God. It's the twins. Oh my God. I love it. Oh, it's the Miriam. I'll show you the Miriam. Oh my gosh. This is so cool that this came out. I just like am heating up. Healing the heart. Yes. So this is the healing of the heart and the healing of the connecting the mind as well. The healing of the heart and the mind, connecting the balance between the two. And that may be also what there's a dragon intuitive soul message is about, is that connection between the heart and the mind. But this is healing the heart. This is a sacred time of healing. In order for you to feel whole once more, it's essential for you to reclaim the lost parts of yourself. Call back all the aspects of yourself, all the gifts and talents that you have been forced to hide or repress. By unleashing these tender aspects of your deeper self, you allow your heart to rebuild and strengthen. So the activation, are you ready? I reclaim myself and my story. I am ready for wholeness. I'm adding this. I am whole and complete within myself. So, wow, this is beautiful. So I reclaim myself and my story. I am ready for wholeness. And you can add, I am whole and complete within myself. I'm wishing you such a beautiful day of blessings and miracles. Namaste.